Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. I was just working back there on a video about the actual explanation behind the classified ending because I don't think anyone's quite got the nail on the head just yet, and I'd like to add my voice to that discussion. But TREYARCH have just interrupted that work that I was doing and given us some new patch notes for Black Ops 4 today. Now, these notes apparently have a response to what I and other creators have been talking about in the last few days in the zombies community about the incessant blue screen crashing and ridiculous bugs that the zombies mode is infested with right now. So we're going to read through together, we'll evaluate whether we think that it's a really positive thing that they've done here or if it's not quite there yet. They start off by saying that the fearsome Blightfather has been transported from 9. That's weird. The Blightfather's not from 9. The Blightfather's from 9 and Voyage as well? Or maybe they're saying that canonically it's actually from 9. Cool, okay. Well, the Blightfather from 9 has been transported to the graveyard of Blackout, and so you can kill him in there now and get zombies loot, which includes special character quests for Shaw, Scarlet, Diego, and Bruno. I was just doing that on stream earlier today, and if you want a link to that stream, I actually unlocked Shaw in the stream, which was really cool. That was a fantastic game. We got the win in the end. I will link that down below right now. They're also starting a 2x tier boost weekend in multiplayer and Blackout starting on Friday, so that hasn't started just yet. And they're also bringing double Nebulium Plasma to zombies on Friday as well at 10 AM Pacific, and that will last until 10 AM on Monday, the 12th of November. I don't know why they're not doing zombies double XP. That's weird. Like, double Nebulium Plasma right now isn't really that interesting because the earn rate for it is really slow anyway. So I don't really care as much about double Plasma as I would about double XP because I really want to get all those damn unlocks for all my weapons. Like, I want those attachments. So it would be nice to get double weapon XP, and then I also obviously want to level up a bunch. So just regular double player XP would be awesome too, but can't have it all, so at least we're getting something. Double Plasma is a good thing for sure. They say players will earn Contraband tier progression twice as fast during this event, and we've got new ways to boost your Contraband tier progression coming very soon. Stay tuned. I really hope that by stay tuned, they mean we're gonna let you do it in zombies. Because right now, I think it's a really big problem that if you're playing zombies, you're basically punished. You don't get any progress towards your battle stream thing. That sucks. It really sucks. And it would have been nice for them to actually say, we're going to enable this in zombies at a certain time, but I mean, I guess for now, we just have to have new ways as our reference to whatever it might be, and the date it'll come is very soon. Stay tuned. They say for our zombies players, game stability has remained our #1 priority, and while we have implemented additional crash fixes listed below in today's update, we know we've still got more to deliver for the zombies community. To that end, we will have more shortly from the zombies team that will address current development as well as how we are prioritizing stability and game improvements. Okay, that actually sounds positive. It doesn't really say very much. It's, again, just another stay tuned. It's another please wait kind of thing. But they've at least mentioned stability here, which they haven't done for the last 2 weeks. And when they last mentioned it, all they said is, we're not going to mention it because we're just going to say stability improvements across all modes. So this is at least them mentioning stability in zombies as something that they are working on, and even mentioning crash fixes. And apparently there are going to be some more later down the post. So TREYARCH, thank you for listening. This is a positive step towards making everyone happy about this game again. So that's great. I look forward to seeing what more shortly from Zombies team addressing current development is going to mean. If that's a developer kind of post on the Reddit with Jason Blundell or anyone else from the Zombies crew, that would be amazing, but they haven't actually said anything about that yet. We just know that it's Zombies team addressing development, so we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to stay tuned still, but now they go on now to talk about the gameplay changes, and one thing I wanted to mention, because a lot of people were really experiencing negative stuff with this, they've removed the 9-bang from Blackout. It's been completely removed while they evaluate its place in the gameplay loop. Okay? As far as I'm concerned, that's probably a good thing because I haven't even been playing MP or Blackout, and I've still been seeing people tweeting me about the 9-bang. Like, 9-bangs and concussions are apparently just ridiculous, and so it's good to see that they are tuning those things. Now then, we'll go to the zombies gameplay improvements. The first bullet point is stability. Thank you. TREYARCH, more of this, please. Just more of this. Please just keep the mindset of give us too much information and then we can decide whether we're interested in what that information is or not. Like, the more the merrier, honestly. That's how everyone feels right now. Nobody is gonna moan if there's too much info in these patch notes because we just need more communication. So first bullet point being stability, thumbs up. They've resolved 2 specific crashes in the 9 main quest. They don't say where those crashes were. They don't say what they were related to. They don't say if it was the boss fight crashes that people are having, because the boss fight in 9 is still very crashy for a lot of people. I crashed in the boss fight on 9 a couple days ago, and that was with a friend, and he crashed a couple days ago as well in another game we were in. So yeah, 9 boss fights very crashy. They haven't mentioned where the specific crashes are here, but 2 crashes have apparently been fixed. Great. They've resolved a crash related to banner challenges in 9. I know that that was a problem since, I think, the very beginning of launch. People were crashing when they were doing all their challenges, so that's good to hear. They've resolved a crash that occurred when the shield broke as well, and while the player had the Victorious Tortoise perk active. That's not something that I've experienced myself, but good to hear that's been fixed. Kinda unfortunate that they've not said anything else about crash fixes here, seeing as that's not really the majority of where the crashing is happening. Like, the crashing is happening across the game, and the only fixes that they've apparently done are for crashes in the main quest on 9, banner challenges on 9, and shield breaking. I feel like it could have done with a little bit more, but we can give them some more time. We can be patient here. At least they are addressing it now. That's a really positive step, so I'm not too mad about that. I don't hate that bullet point. That's good stuff. Now for gameplay. They've resolved an issue where players could end up in a permanently down state if they are revived as a self-revive is being completed. I never experienced that, but good to hear that bug's been fixed. They've also resolved an issue. Oh, is this where picking up the max ammo power-up while Bandoleer's active didn't give additional ammo if the weapon was at its normal max ammo capacity? That's not the max ammo bug that everyone is experiencing right now. Everyone in the game has a max ammo bug right now where you will occasionally jump in with a prestiged weapon with attachments and the clan tag on it, I think. So this could happen on your Strife, your Mog, various guns, and then you can't buy wall gun ammo. Like, you can't buy ammo for it off the wall, and your max ammos give you no ammo. So when I started reading this, I thought the max ammo power-up fix would be for that, but it's actually just for a bandolier thing. Good to hear that they've at least fixed that bug, but there's a much more common and much worse bug in the game that they kind of need to get to, so unfortunate that that hasn't been resolved just yet, but I'm sure they're working on it because everyone's been tweeting about that one. Miscellaneous changes. They've resolved UI issues caused by opening the paint shop after personalizing a weapon in the armory. They've resolved an issue where players could equip talismans in local play. Okay. They've changed the aftertaste elixir description to reflect its 5-minute duration. That's positive. I actually tweeted them about this a couple days ago, saying they changed aftertaste to be from until next revive, that's the way aftertaste normally works, to a 5-minute timer for the time in which you're allowed to go down and actually keep your perks. And they just never updated the in-game description, so it's good to see that they've done that now. And they've also changed the Arsenal accelerated description to reflect its 2-minute duration, because they said originally that it was 5 minutes, I think, and then they changed it to 2. The problem is with both of those is that I really feel like aftertaste should last until your next revive. The balance on aftertaste, the risk-reward with that gobblegum, or that elixir rather, was that if you popped an aftertaste, you would then delete your aftertaste. You would negate your aftertaste if you used any other elixir. And so in a scenario where you're trying to avoid going down, you would pop your aftertaste, for example, during a boss fight, and then you might have an anywhere but here or something along those lines. You might pop in a panic in order to try and escape if you got trapped or something like that. And I felt like that was a really good balance because it meant that aftertaste would be active if you went down, but if you tried to escape using one of your other gobblegums, it would negate the aftertaste, it would be reset, and you'd have no gobbles active after you moved. I liked the way that worked. I guess TREYARCH didn't, for some reason, and so they decided to nerf it to 5 minutes, which in my opinion makes it completely useless, and I essentially never run aftertaste now anymore. I mean, a lot of the time in this game, if you're not so good, you're getting used to it, you don't know what you're doing, you're a fresher player, the boss fights can take more than 5 minutes, and so I just really feel like it's not that kind of appealing to have in your game because, in my opinion, boss fights are where that thing's most useful, and there's a 20-minute cooldown on it, and it only lasts 5 minutes, like, not really my cup of tea, to be honest. I really think they need to address the fact that Classics takes so long to cool down right now, and they haven't mentioned it at all. They've literally not mentioned it at all, which sucks. But again, maybe they're thinking about it for the future, but it just comes back to that problem, man. It comes back to that problem of maybe Treyarch are listening, right? Maybe they're working on this. If they could tell us that they were working on it, I would be much less kind of up in arms about the fact that they're seemingly not even listening to some of the things that we're saying right now. Like, if they at least just mentioned it, that would be amazing. Maybe that's what that developer update thing is going to do whenever that comes out in the stay tuned future. That would be great if Jason sat down and said, here's a list of 50 things that we are working on currently and addressing and thinking about and analyzing. That would be amazing. But because they've given us no info, I kind of have to assume the worst, and so who knows? Maybe they're going to keep that classic cooldown at 20 minutes for the rest of Black Ops 4. We just don't know. Now, in general changes, they say they've resolved an issue where level-restricted challenges could be locked again after prestiging, and there are also a couple of PC-specific updates. They've resolved an issue where players would be forcefully defeated when using the fast travel from Transverse Tunnel to reach the cafeteria before opening its door in Blood of the Dead. This is something that actually quite a few people tweeted me about. Basically, you would just be downed by the game and killed off if you fast traveled from the spawn into the cafeteria before you open the door. So good to see that that's been fixed, and they've resolved an issue where wall paints could not be removed after being applied. That's pretty funny. You put your makeup on and then your makeup remover doesn't work and it's there permanently. Good to hear that's been fixed. They say jump in and let us know what you think of the new Blackout weapon tuning, Blightfather event, new MP playlist, and everything else that's new in today's update, Treyarch. So overall, another patch that I come away from reading the patch notes from positive, but still wishing, really wishing, that they were addressing the things that the community were actually saying in the last couple of days regarding high round blue screens rather than these specific Easter egg quest ones. I know that that's a fantastic fix and I'm appreciative for that, but I would definitely like to see some mention of the high round problems right now. I would also really like to see mentions of potential changes being made to the microtransaction system, because Nebulium Plasma and the entire Elixir's talisman system right now is terrible, so I'd like to see some discussion of that. There's been nothing of that in here, and I'd also really like to see a little bit of a timeline of things like zombies counting towards your black market, contraband, whatever they're calling it, progression thing, and also mastery camos in zombies. I'd like a timeline on that. I'd like a timeline on weapon variants in zombies. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Factions, callings, all sorts. There's a lot that I would really like to see, but this is at least a positive patch. It's just that in my ideal kind of headcanon world, it would be awesome to see this go even further. But I guess they're probably still kind of digesting the commentary from the last few days from the community, and so I wouldn't be surprised if it does pick up in the next few days and they do start releasing some more in-depth patch notes and talking to us in a better way. Now then, onto things that are not actually in the patch notes, but that my Discord community have found. Discord.gg/waffles. If you want to be part of this hunt, every time there's a patch, I'll link it down below. You can come and join the Zombies Talk channel in there, and we can basically hunt for things to put in these videos and update the community about what's new in the game that Treyarch don't tell us. Unfortunately, the attachments bug is still in the game, so you might have all the attachment slots for your gun, but it only lets you put 3 attachments on instead of 4, or 4 attachments on instead of 5. That's been confirmed by Alo in my Discord. It's really annoying that that's still there. Treyarch, please fix. Nicky Boy in my server has also said that they're still having the problem with the ammo from the walls, so that bug that I mentioned earlier in the video about buying wallgun ammo or getting max ammos, that is apparently not resolved now as well, which sucks. That's a really, really annoying bug, and it affects a lot of people. Treyarch, please fix. Also, Alo has mentioned that the issue online where you can have multiple of the same character in a lobby, so you can jump into a game of Classified and get 4 times Takio, for example, that is still not fixed also. It's kind of a weird one, that, because it doesn't stop you playing the game, but it does mess with your character conversations and narrative, and that really is unfortunate because some of these maps have some really, really cool character quotes and great conversations, and it sort of sucks that public match players are not going to be able to experience that right now. That's also been an issue for, I think, at this point, like a week. So it would be nice if that was fixed too, Treyarch. Please fix. I had someone in the server that just said that they've just blue screened as well, so I guess that's a problem still too. Actually, one thing I want to mention, Treyarch, could you try and this is a smaller thing, but could you try and release the patch notes at the same time as the patch? Because so far, all of the patch notes releases have always come after the patch. Like, the patch came out maybe 8 hours ago now or something like that. It's currently 3 a.m. in the UK, and the notes have only just gone up. So it means that the UK players get the patch and then have no idea what's changed for an evening and then wake up to it. It's not really a huge deal. It's mainly for me just because I want to make a video when the patch comes out rather than 12 hours later. And it would be really nice if they came out at the same time. Like, Destiny does it fine. They also do that This Week at Bungie thing, and like, that's a great model that you could kind of copy. I would totally not mind that. I think that would be really cool. But having punctual patch notes would be awesome. I don't really know why they're late every time right now. Anyway, I've been MrRoflWaffles, like I've said. Drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.